Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about and walk you through around 5 different states of transformation, basically the cloud identity transformation, right? Or it is also called as 5 states of transformation, right? So that's more over related to a journey from Active Directory to Microsoft Entra ID, right? So those are the 5 different states and how those states can help on different scenarios, different requirements that each organization can leverage for, right? Now, many organizations do have hybrid environment and they are also trying to move out of on-premises to the cloud. And at the same time, they wanted to keep some of the portion into on-premises and remaining should be into the cloud, right? So what are the different strategies and what are the different states that they should go about it, right? And that is what I'm going to walk you through, right? So let's jump on to the presentation and I'll simply walk you through the same, right? So let me share my screen quickly here and I'll walk you through there. All right, it is coming up. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, right? Which is 5 states of transformation, right? So transformation which which comes into when you are doing transition from on-premises AD to the cloud, which is Microsoft Entra ID, of course, in this case, right? And to understand what are the options, what are the strategies that can be employed for us to go ahead and leverage, right? It totally depends on organization needs and requirements, basically, because each organization is different and unique, and it's unique, different from different angles or 360-degree angle, because we cannot say every organization should adopt this strategy or that particular strategy because of they have this many business relying on particular business or particular systems that they have hosted in house, right? And now they wanted to move to the cloud, but that's not the right way. Instead, it is going to be unique and customized, or it is based on the needs, basically, right? So let's go ahead and jump on and go take it ahead. Okay, so a bit of introduction about this one, which is IAM transformation in the large enterprises is kind of multi-year journey. It's something, right? Many organizations do a lot of investment along with the uh, different integrations across the servers or across systems which are completely relying on them. And those are not only for a business, but those are also relying on customer based as well, right? Which is moving for example, on-premises AD to the Microsoft Entra ID through multiple different logical states, and which is going to be supporting by the different solutions and interoperability as well, right? So that's something which is a very much broader topic or very much complex as well. If in case there are a lot many things, a kind of multi-forest relationship or multi-forest infrastructure, then that's something is going to be a very bigger and stronger. And to isolate and understand it, that's a kind of big journey to understand and take it ahead itself, right? So that's how it is going to be. But these are the steps that I'm walking through is going to be a kind of approach, what should be the right one for in what scenarios, right? So even this is going to be high level, but to consider on each levels, including hybrid environment or different systems and integrations and all of that stuff, definitely it's going to be the complex as well. So the first one is cloud attached, right? So what is it? Entra ID tenant, which is going to be created, of course, productivity and collaboration across Microsoft 365, but which also has devices joined to AD and manage the group policies. Similarly, users managed in AD and sync to Entra ID via Entra Connect, right? And applications authenticate via AD, Federation servers or Microsoft 365, right? So this looks straightforward, right? Which in terms or which comes with the Entra ID Connect, which is of course allowing us to join devices, users and groups and policies and everything can be pushed from on-premises to the cloud, because in that case we would be synchronizing identities and all of that stuff, including users, groups, and devices as well, right? And that is when we get to see manage and completely take control using group policy there, right? So this is the first approach and first state that is going to be something we can go ahead and use it, right? And the other is hybrid, where you can see which is on-premises enhanced it with the cloud capabilities, of course, that we would bring up, which also has Windows clients with hybrid joint capacity or hybrid joint capabilities. And then SaaS application integrates with something like Salesforce, ServiceNow. Those are the SaaS-based business applications. Legacy apps using application proxy or partner solutions that we would use, right? And self-service password reset and password protection can also be enabled and implemented. So that way it is going to be the difference there. So you can see that how it is going to be different and how it is going to be unique in what scenario. Now, there would be deciding factor whether we should go with a hybrid, whether we should go with a cloud attach, or what it should be, right? So let's talk about the other states as well so that you can understand it more better. The next is a cloud first, which is the clients which are joined to Entra and managed through Intune. That means including devices and everything which is completely in the cloud, and application updates to authenticate with Entra ID, files and print services shifting to Entra ID again, business to business collaboration supported, and groups managed directly into the Entra. That means you can see this is the complete cloud first scenario. That means there is no on-premises footprint at all. Instead, we are focusing and moving towards the cloud first organization, right? Even there are many organizations from small, medium, and some of the large scale organizations are also relying on cloud first scenarios. And that's something, it depends on organization needs and requirements, right? It's not something organization says we don't need to go back to the on-premises or they should not, but it totally depends on organization and their business requirements and how they wanted to operate it in the open and broader space, because they do also think about the near term and long term vision for the same, so that they can make the appropriate investments, they can do the appropriate capabilities, and they can also build the in-house capability that they need to take ahead going forward, right? So that is, those are the different scenarios and factors for the same. So let's look at the next one, which is Active Directory minimized, right? So this is something Entra ID provides most of the IAM capabilities, including new user provision directly in Entra ID, on-premises workloads are replaced with the cloud services like Azure Files or Universal Print service, right? And SQL Server replaced with the Azure SQL managed instance, which is of course in the cloud as well. But here we really don't rely on on-premises AD in much or as much, because we do have some of the workloads there in the on-premises, but still we wanted to leverage cloud. For example, you might say, okay, we wanted to use on-premises maybe 5-10% or maybe 20 to 30%, but the remaining 70% should be managed and utilized from the cloud itself. So that way we can utilize and deploy it. But again, it totally depends on how we wanted to approach it, how we wanted to go ahead and use it, and make sure we wanted to use only what is needed. In that case, definitely there is a complete planning or complete details that we should go ahead and do the assessment, do the planning, then design a solution that way, so that whatever we are going to implement and use it, that's going to be the appropriate for the business from 360-degree angle, right? Because we would end up investing skilled people to be able to manage and work on those workloads, right? Those would be also needing the appropriate licensing and capacities and hardware and everything together, right? So there are a lot many things when it comes to hybrid as well as on-premises environment to manage and everything. So that is a complete list of all of that capabilities, right? So that's something, it can become a separate topic altogether to talk about it, right? So that's something that is needed to. Let's talk about the next and final state of this one, which is 100% cloud, right? Which is full migration to Entra ID and Azure services, no on-premises IAM footprint at all, device managed via Intune, entire identity lifecycle through Entra ID, and all users groups are cloud native. That means we are completely relying on Entra ID, or in short, the cloud itself, right? So now you might say, okay, what is the difference between 100% cloud and the cloud first states or approach, right? Here, definitely there are some of the services when it comes to joining the devices or some of the applications, which includes the legacy systems as well, which still needs or has a scope that we can bring on with the cloud first. But when it is 100% cloud, it is not going to be the same, right? It can be possible, but there are different configurations and systems that we need to bring on and make sure, including application proxy that we can bring on and deploy it with Enter ID and then make sure we are providing them access to, right? So that way it is possible, but definitely, again, still there is a footprint of on-premises that is bringing the accessibility and network capacities to the cloud and then utilize and leverage that one. So this is how it is going to be. And in simple terms, the analogy of this is to establish a new location like Entra footprint, limit new items in the old locations, which is going to be, of course, then the cloud first approach, and move existing items to the new location, which is, of course, to transition to the cloud. So this mirrors the journey across all of these five steps. That means whatever you are doing there in the on-premises, you have options and capabilities to do it, right? And in many cases and scenarios, it is not going to be the same. As I said, it totally depends on the organization's needs based requirements and how they wanted to leverage those capabilities, right? So it totally as per their requirement, right? And the high level of this is to establish Entra footprint with the zero trust. So when it is going to be the 100% cloud, implement cloud first approach to move gradually from on-premises to cloud, transition workloads, apps, applications, devices into the cloud, train operational staff for new environments, because this is also very important. When people are skilled enough, then they would definitely go ahead and handle those workloads and work on them so that they don't really have to depend on any other team or external partners or people. And introduce self-service IAM capabilities, update or replace aging applications. Update means there is an way or there is going to be another separate approach. We either should move from on-premises and modernize or transform those applications and systems to match the cloud capabilities. So those are available for the organizations to use, be it internal purpose use or customer facing applications, right? So those are the scenarios where those applications can be leveraged and used, right? So, yep, that is what I wanted to show you and walk you through. This was pretty quick and fast enough, right? But to understand and know better, right? That's very important too as well, right? So these are the five steps. Don't forget about each of them and make sure you will learn something new about this one. And don't forget to like this video, share it to their friends, people around you, and subscribe to the channel as well so that you get to see every new video whenever it is uploaded. So, yep, that's all. Thanks for watching and bye for now.